Today we discuss the strange story and mysterious death of Cindy James. Was Cindy the victim of a deranged stalker? If so, why? Was it someone she knew? A former lover? Or is there more to the story? Perhaps nobody was stalking Cindy at all. In that case, why would Cindy make this all up? And what then led to her tragic death? Stick around. We'll cover it all. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you're a fan of unexplained mysteries, stick around. This might be one of the strangest cases we've ever covered. This is Necronomipod.
The body of the 44-year-old nurse was found in June of last year at number 3 Road in Blundell in Richmond, her hands and feet bound. It was the end of a tortured life for Cindy James. Since her separation from a Vancouver doctor in 1982, James had become well known to Vancouver and Richmond police. More than 90 times she complained of harassing phone calls, break-and-enters, men following her, and in 1983 she was hospitalized after being found beaten in her garage. She claimed 2 men had attacked her. Cindy changed her name, unlisted her phone number, and moved from Vancouver to Richmond. But no matter what she did, the harassment continued.
Did you win the McDonald's gold card this week, Mike? All you can eat.
No, actually, I forgot all about it since the last time we discussed it. How do you enter? Just you buy something from McDonald's, or do you have to
You have to order on the app.
Oh, I'm not a big app guy when it comes to all those places.
You buy one, get one free every day on the app.
I mean, I'm eating double cheeseburgers. It's not that expensive.
All right. Fancy pants.
I hate apps on my phone.
Turn away free food. Okay.
I'm a minimalist when it comes to apps. If I can't fit it in 2 pages, like 2 swipes, I delete an app. It all has to fit on 2 pages, and I don't do that fucking stupid folder.
You don't
gimmick.
have any folders?
Well, I have one that is for all the apps that Apple won't let you delete that I throw all in there. I will not do files or folders. And so if I download something new, there's an app going to get deleted.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just hate apps. I don't like having to scroll and hunt for things. Open my phone, click.
I only have 2 pages, so.
But do you have folders?
Just whatever it came with.
Oh, look at you. How many apps do you have, do you think, roughly, Dave?
I don't know. I have them all in folders. Like normal people. What are you talking about?
I don't know. It just seems just too much.
Really?
I don't need an app to get a free cheeseburger. I don't need to do that.
But you can just order and then it's there waiting when you get there.
Hardly ever is that the case. And in fact, I think with McDonald's, you have to check in when you pull up for mobile, and then they make your order so that it's fresh. You can't just pull up to the window and they'll be like, here you go.
But you don't have to talk to anybody. You can just go pull into a parking spot and they'll bring it out to you.
I don't mind
no interaction. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to do anything.
You got to see the little ugly kid bringing you your sausage biscuit.
Why's it got to be ugly?
Yeah, what do you...
My experience, it's an ugly kid.
Anything to lessen human interaction is what I'm going for.
I say no to apps. Delete them all.
Okay.
Sometimes
I don't even know what to respond to that.
I don't know. I'm a minimalist. Very simple when it comes to that.
I get what you're saying though, about not wanting too many apps.
I hate them.
I'll download the Taco Bell app if I want to order directly from them online, but then I delete it right after I'm done. I'm I don't want this on my phone.
But then does that take away any points you're getting though? Are you saving reward points?
No, I have an account.
Oh, so
I just don't want that app on there.
Speaking of Taco Bell, the Taco Bell in town here, you can't go there anymore. The lines... It was 40 minutes waiting in line.
Incidentally,
it's unusable.
I wanted Taco Bell for lunch today, so I went. I'm talking about the one in town, right? Not on 18. Mm-hmm. And the entire way, and I went at noon. The entire way, I'm I hope I have a podcast loaded up. I'm going to just be sitting. Not a single car. I pulled right up to the window. I was shocked.
Huh.
I did not expect it. I don't know. It probably was just luck because it was a shit show over there because there's a Target and Chick-fil-A's across the street. Everything's always swamped. I pulled right up. I couldn't believe it.
Well, I was going to say Taco Bell, you get in these long lines and they're problematic because they have one lane and you can't get out of line at Taco Bell if you don't feel like waiting stuck anymore. I feel like the government should bring them up on kidnapping charges. You're not allowed to hold me there if I change my mind. You can't leave me with no exit. I want federal kidnapping charges filed against Taco Bell.
Have you used the app for that? Well, though, because they have the separate mobile order line.
That's the same as like the DoorDash app, but
Yeah.
you still have to wait. Kidnappers. They're holding
It
you
really
against
is.
your will.
It's awful. You're right.
That's illegal.
But it's like all the Taco Bells have that. Because the other one in our town does too.
Every Taco Bell does.
Yeah.
They should be brought up on charges. Someone get on that.
It should certainly be looked into.
It absolutely should. Merrick Garland, I'd like a review of that from the Justice Department, please.
They should all be given 6 months to have an exit lane. Like at least in one spot in that line, like an exit.
Absolutely.
Like a little drive to pull out.
Absolutely.
Because otherwise, if you go over the curb and take out their bushes, you're the one who's going to get in trouble.
Yep. Vandalism charges.
Yeah. Let alone, the cops are probably going to be like, oh, he's drunk driving. So now they're going to try to go after you for that. And if you're in line at Taco Bell, it's 50-50. You might be drunk driving the way some of these people are.
Look, I blew a .23, but it's not my fault. I wasn't drunk. I was just trying to get out of there. I wasn't drunk driving. I mean, technically I was, but
you don't know that, officer.
That's right. I would have got home just fine without this.
So this is an interesting story tonight. A whodunit, if you will.
Very strange.
It might be one of the strangest, or it is. It's one of the strangest ones we've ever covered.
That's what I said in the opening.
I smoked too much weed tonight.
I think, like every paragraph of this story, I changed my mind on what I was thinking happened.
No, I thought coming into it, I had a good idea, or at least I thought I did. And then, like you said, every couple paragraphs,
something comes up.
Yeah, it makes you change your mind.
There seems to be something, whatever angle you take, there's a little fact that blows holes in that theory.
Mm-hmm.
Like you say, I think this. Well, what about this? Can't explain this angle, but we'll see.
Right.
So Cindy James was born Cynthia Hack in Oliver, British Columbia, Canada on June 12, 1944 to Matilda and Otto Hack. Cindy was one of 6 children, and the way the household worked was that Matilda stayed home and took care of the kids while Otto served as a colonel in the Royal Canadian Air Force. The family moved around a lot due to Otto's Air Force career, but when Cindy was in her teenage years, the family settled down in Ottawa, and at that point, Otto started working as an English teacher as his military career was winding down.
Matilda, does it get a thumbs up or thumbs down, Mike?
The movie or the name?
The name. You're a bit of a name Nazi. Just curious what you think.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Like it's
middle of the road.
Yeah,
take it or leave it.
I wouldn't use that name.
All right.
Name anybody that or
like
pet that, but I don't hate it. Matilda, it's all right.
I would just think of the movie the whole time.
That is what I think of.
Yeah.
Because that's the first time I ever, as a kid, heard that name. You don't hear of a lot of Matildas.
Mm-mm. In 1962, Cindy went out on her own. Her father restarted his military career, which would have the family relocate to France. Instead of moving to France, Cindy enrolled at a nursing school in Vancouver. There weren't any hard feelings. Cindy just didn't want to move to France, so she would fly out there and visit her family on holidays. During her time at nursing school, Cindy wrote letters to her parents talking about a guy that she was in a relationship with. This is the first hint at some theories that we're going to discuss later on in this episode. But Cindy said that things with this guy were moving fast, and the two of them had gotten engaged. At that point, Cindy wrote home to tell her parents that the two of them were on a skiing trip where this guy ended up finding out he had terminal cancer and committed suicide while on this trip. Cindy never gave a name for this guy, and it left some people in her life wondering if there was something wrong, like maybe a mental illness, because the story didn't seem real.
Does not seem real.
No.
When you're actually Canadian, what do you say? Like, oh, my boyfriend's from the U.S. You probably don't know him. Like, it's like it flipped around.
I wouldn't know, but I guess that makes sense, right?
Oh, he's American. You probably don't know him.
Or do they just say from like one of those way northern provinces? It's like no one ever fucking goes up there.
You just take it up another geographic level.
Right. Yeah, you always got to go up, right? You don't go down.
Oh, he's from the North Pole. You don't know.
Yeah.
In 1965, while in her last year of nursing school, Cindy met a South African psychiatrist named Roy Makepeace. The two of them hit it off and got married on December 9th, 1966. Otto Hack wasn't a fan of Roy Makepeace. Roy was 18 years older than Cindy and Otto felt that Roy was taking advantage of her. In an interview, Otto straight up said that Cindy was naive and gullible. Cindy was kind to everyone and was a really helpful person, but sometimes to a fault. Otto also thought that Roy was full of shit regarding his medical career.
What did he think he was taking advantage of? Like sexually, just like wanting this hot young thing, or financially?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Would you be happy if your 22-year-old daughter decided to marry a 40-year-old? Probably not.
I don't think I'd love it, but I would meet the guy and give him a chance.
Give him a chance.
But it seems like maybe Otto did, and then just
came to that conclusion.
Did he meet him, or was it more like over the phone?
No, he met him.
So they didn't meet, and and if you meet him and you get the wrong idea, I don't blame the dad, Otto.
Yeah.
22
and 40?
Well, I mean,
I would not be happy.
Is a red flag for sure. But then even going as far as thinking like, I think this guy is using her. Like, you get the wrong impression. He doesn't seem genuine, right? Like, that would make it far worse.
Oh, way worse.
There was already the red flag of the age, but now you're like, oh, this guy,
I would be very vocal in my disapproval of that.
What's your business here, Pally? Give him the what for. Give him the what for.
Suspicious.
A little young, don't you think, son? Stuff like that.
And Otto was kind of right about Roy being full of shit about his medical career. Roy was a licensed psychiatrist in South Africa. However, he failed twice to get his medical license in Canada. So instead, he accepted a job as an assistant professor in the Faculty of Medicine at the University of British Columbia. Once Cindy graduated nursing school, she took a job as a pediatric nurse at Vancouver General Hospital from 1966 to 1975, which this job was perfect for Cindy because she loved being around kids. Then in 1975, she got a promotion to be a team coordinator at Vancouver's Blenheim House, a facility that was for caring for kids with behavioral disorders. Cindy worked at Blenheim House for the next 12 years, where everyone had great things to say about her. No one ever had a bad thing to say about her. Nothing that she was weird or, no warning signs.
No signs of anything. Yeah. Which is important, given what we'll get into here in this later.
I think so too.
Cindy and Roy ended up getting divorced in May of 1982. Roy and Cindy both said that it was a mutual and peaceful decision, but that isn't what people close to Cindy say. Those close to her say that the marriage was filled with fighting and physical abuse. And there's going to be a whole inquest later on. And on the stand or, whatever, when Roy was asked, he said, quote, only slapped her twice.
Oh, is that all, Roy?
And it was real nonchalant, Seemed like there was more going on there, probably the way that he said it.
Like it wasn't a big deal to him even that he put hands on her twice.
Yeah, it wasn't like this whole thing of, oh man, shit went real far. And
I only popped her twice. What's the big deal? Yeah. Why are y'all getting on my dick about it? I'm appalled by it, but clearly he wasn't.
Doesn't sound like it.
4 months after their divorce, Cindy told friends and family that she thought that someone was stalking her, like looking in her windows at night, things like that. A month later, on October 7th, 1982, Cindy began receiving harassing phone calls. These started out as someone just sitting on the other end in silence, but on October 11th, 1982, the caller started ramping up. On that night, the caller just sat there breathing heavily into the phone. Then the next night, Cindy received a call from a man who, in an angry whisper, said, quote, "I'll get you one night, Cindy."
This almost sounds like a movie we just watched that we'll be discussing later this month.
It sure does.
One of 3 movies we'll be discussing later this month.
Hell of a movie show.
Necro Night at the Movies, the Christmas edition. Patreon.com/Necronomapod.
Wasn't that the thing back then? The heavy breathing calls?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
You're the crank caller, Dave. You tell us. I never did that.
Well, you weren't doing that kind of stuff.
I did.
I don't know.
I did art. Okay?
Oh, excuse me.
Heavy breathing is not art.
You can't respect this.
No. Oh, it's so clever and creative.
Art. Is your refrigerator running? Good stuff, pal. Good stuff.
John Keel brings up the heavy breathing calls in Mothman Prophecies when he's talking about the Men in Black. Like, it just seemed like it was extremely common back in this time frame. Yeah, like that was a thing. You know, when they were talking about the Men in Black calling people, he was like, and you can't chalk it up to the heavy breathing.
Yeah. Like that was just a known commodity that people got heavy breather calls. It's really weird.
Was it were dudes getting off on doing that?
Or just trying to scare people, right? Like that was just freaking them out or getting off. Whatever.
Both, yeah.
It's weird.
It's really weird, right?
Well, and then when someone's actually using your name, that gets a little more terrifying, right? Now it's just not like a random call.
Yeah, when it's actually targeted something else and they know who you are.
Yeah.
Different level. Leveled up.
And I picture it like the Golden State Killer, like a clenched teeth whisper thing trying to be scary.
That makes it scary.
Well, they don't stop right here, do they?
Cindy immediately called the police, to which they came out and investigated outside the house. Like we said before, Cindy said that she thought someone had been stalking her before the call started. The police didn't find any evidence of someone lurking around the house, so they told her to keep a log of any other calls that she received for investigation purposes. Shortly after the police left, Cindy got another call that said, quote, "You fucking bitch, I'll get you." The next afternoon, the man called back and said, quote, "So you think calling the police will keep you safe? You wait. I've got my zipper open. I'm talking to my throbbing," and that was it. And Cindy hung up the phone.
That movie that we watched that you're talking about, maybe some of the creepiest call voices I've ever heard.
Very Exorcist-esque type voices.
Really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you knew what movie we were talking about, then you could go watch it. But you don't.
Well, do we have to kayfabe that? I mean, they're gonna...
No, we're talking about Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas in 1974. Man, the caller is so creepy.
Mm-hmm. Like, they do I'm going to save it for the show. I was about to talk about some stuff, but we can't get into all that now.
On October 15th, Cindy said that as she was laying in bed, she could hear someone walking around outside her home. When she woke up in the morning, she found that her porch lights had been smashed. When she got home from work that same evening, Cindy found that someone had thrown a rock through one of her windows and entered the house, but nothing was stolen. Then 4 days later, she came home to find that someone had broken in and cut up one of her pillows.
I don't know how you even go about your daily life at this point with things like that happening.
No, I had a note about that later on. Like,
you can't be safe and secure in your home.
And how do you enjoy anything in your life at that point?
Yeah.
Like, just knowing that, what are you going to come home to today, or who's watching me right now?
Right.
That would just ruin your life
very quickly.
Cindy had been reporting all of these incidents to the police, and the main investigator on her case was a guy named Patrick McBride. One of Cindy's neighbors said she had seen a man standing outside Cindy's house on 3 separate occasions, and on one of those times he entered the gate of the front yard. McBride was certain that Roy Makepeace was behind all of this, but that neighbor said absolutely not. She knew Roy, knew what he looked like, and she did not recognize the man that was standing out there. Patrick McBride offered to stay with Cindy for 2 weeks to try and catch whoever was harassing her.
Because, what?
Well, every time they go out there, they're finding no evidence of anything. She's calling daily to report things.
This reminds me of like one of our paranormal or poltergeist stories where like the experts will come stay at the house.
Yeah.
Except this is a police officer.
This is very inappropriate.
This guy really puts the mounted in the Royal Mounted Police, right?
I think that's his plan at least, right?
Let's see what happens with that.
It just so happens that McBride's divorce from his wife was just finalized, which left him single when he moved in on October 31st, 1982.
Oh, how convenient.
A couple days after moving in, McBride found Roy Makepeace sitting in his car in an alley behind Cindy's house. Roy said that he was sitting there trying to catch Cindy's stalker, and even though this is really fucking suspicious, McBride and Roy Makepeace ended up becoming friends, and both of them kind of became obsessed with catching the stalker.
Eskimo brothers, huh?
It's a little odd.
It's nice. They bonded.
Yeah, well, sure. It's a little bizarre.
It's very weird.
So Roy just started to believe McBride started to believe Makepeace and be like, oh, He didn't do this. He's just as obsessed with catching this stalker so that she'll love us. Anyways.
Which might be accurate.
Maybe so. I'm just wondering what McBride, he was thinking it was Makepeace, and all of a sudden you're going out.
He won him over.
Yeah. Charmed him.
He's a psychiatrist, right?
Yeah.
Probably hypnotized him.
Allegedly.
Well, South Africa.
Otto has some questions about that.
McBride said he was also witness to a weird phone call while Cindy was standing next to him, where someone was silent on the other end. There was noise in the background, and he could hear a woman speaking. The call was traced to a currency exchange business, and that lead went nowhere. McBride also said that on November 28th, he found that the phone line to Cindy's house had been cut in 5 places. Somewhere in between November 28th and December 1st, McBride asked Cindy to marry him.
It's not even a month later. Holy shit, this guy moves fast.
She said no. She wasn't about it like that, at least not yet. She wanted to kind of maybe date a couple more months before getting married.
She just got rid of the old guy. She doesn't want to settle down.
So McBride moved out on December 1st. They still stayed in contact, and they would go out on dates and stuff, just nothing serious.
Cops with benefits.
Right. I find it weird that the phone line was cut in 5 places, especially if the stalker wanted to keep harassing her and making calls. That's an odd twist.
I didn't think of it like that.
Or could it have been McBride or Makepeace cutting it so that she wasn't getting those calls or any calls anymore and being like, look, we're protecting you. They're not calling anymore. They see our presence.
Or could it be her herself cutting the phone line so she didn't get any more calls?
Well, yeah. It's just a weird twist that they kind of built this all on making these weird calls. Now all of a sudden the phone lines are cut.
Yeah.
Then a couple days before Christmas of 1982, Cindy found a note outside of her house that read Merry Christmas with a picture of a woman with her throat slit, and the note was stained in red ink.
Like a drawing or a real picture?
From my understanding, a real picture.
Okay.
And then one of your guys' favorite metal bands probably went on to use that as an album cover, right?
It was probably something from a movie. It was probably a scene from something.
Yeah.
Because I did see one of the notes like this, not this one, but one like it, and it was like it looked like it was from a movie.
Okay,
like it had a woman being held up against a wall, and it looked like something from a movie.
Got it.
On January 27th, 1983, the stalking turned into an actual attack. Agnes Woodcock, who was a friend and co-worker of Cindy's from Blenheim House.
You said Woodcock.
She stopped by to see how Cindy was doing. When she didn't get an answer at the front door, Agnes walked around to the backyard where she found Cindy lying on the ground, unconscious, with a nylon stocking wrapped around her neck. When she regained consciousness, Cindy told Agnes that she had been attacked by a man while walking to her garage. The man dragged her into the garage, and there was another man waiting there. She said that the two of them took turns strangling her and then put a knife into her vagina and told her if she told anyone about this attack that they would kill her sister Melanie.
Okay, so now it's evolved to 2 people.
And a sexual assault and an attack with a knife.
Yes.
There would be significant injuries.
You would think so.
From that attack.
Like, you're not just going to sit there and let them slowly put a knife in you. You're probably fighting, which is going to cause damage at the very least. I'm also confident if they're doing this, they're not worried about your safety, and they're not going to be as precise with trying to put something in you and not have it hurt you.
Yeah, that's not even...
And we're only saying this because of what we're about to talk about in the next paragraph. That's why I don't want us to sound like assholes, and we're like, oh, I don't know. Like, it'd be very hard, I think, to do that and not have any kind of damage.
In the frenzy of an attack-like situation.
In an attack,
like
when you're not
sure.
just going to sit there and take
You're not
it.
doing a surgical procedure.
Exactly.
Right.
You're not going to be acting that way, and neither are they, because they're attacking you.
Not possible.
So doctors found no evidence of sexual assault.
I mean, not possible with no evidence of... We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I know. We're not just out here trying to, tell her, say she's a liar. I'm just saying...
Yeah, so they found no evidence of sexual assault, let alone evidence of a knife being put into her vagina.
So that's another twist in the story then.
So at that point, police had nothing. They had no suspect, no physical evidence, nothing. So they started contemplating the theory that Cindy was orchestrating this whole situation. And police wanted to sit Cindy down with a psychiatrist, but she refused.
I wonder if when Woodcock found her in the backyard,
Yeah.
and this is nitpicking, but like, was Cindy actually unconscious, or was she like laying there waiting for someone to find her? And then like, oh, what? Like, what happened?
Well, in the Unsolved Mysteries representation of the event, she was just kind of half out of it. Just kind of brought her to, shaking her.
I just didn't know if Agnes had said any, or made any comments about like, oh, I tapped her and she turned over and was like, what happened?
Right.
I don't know.
Like she was waiting to be discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about it now. Agnes is a 100% believer in Cindy.
Believes Cindy's story. That
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
What do we think at this point? Do we see doubts emerging with what's going on here?
Up until what we just talked about, I was believing that somebody was stalking and harassing Cindy. The fact that she made a comment about them sexually assaulting her with a knife, and then doctors saying like, no, we have no evidence of that, nor that a knife was even used on her. That just throws us all up in the air at this point, I think.
It's a curveball for sure.
Yeah.
And the crime itself doesn't make sense to just attack her and then say, if you tell anybody, we'll kill your sister.
What's the point?
Right. There's no point to any of that.
And also, haven't they, I don't remember what the call said, haven't they been kind of threatening her all along? So then they're not, now you have the chance and you didn't just kill her. What are you trying to do?
Right.
It's being framed as it's some sort of game.
And the two guy thing is weird too.
Yeah, that's a change.
And again, I'm not saying I don't.
And if you want to,
I'm not doubting her. I'm not saying she's lying at this point. I'm just saying these are the questions that are up in the air.
and McBride and Roy Makepeace became friends. So that could
It's a
be
little weird.
That could be the two guys if she's telling the truth.
It could be.
Did she say that their faces were covered? I missed that part. Or did she say she didn't recognize these men? What did
She said she did not recognize them.
So it wouldn't have been them then. She would have known them,
Unless
right?
they were disguised.
That's
to
what I
some
mean. Like,
degree,
did they
yeah.
have masks on or?
Hard to tell at this point.
Thanks, John Madden. I'm kidding.
On February 1st, 1983, Cindy moved to a new house, and less than a week later, she received a letter that said, quote, "Run, rabbit, run. I'll show you how fucking good I am. Soon. Bang, bang. You're dead."
So now it's like an official death threat. The other ones didn't necessarily allude to killing her, I don't believe, up until now. Like, I'll get you or something to that extent.
Yeah, things like that.
You'll get it. Yeah. Now it's an actual death threat,
but,
I think.
you know, we're getting into mid 83. At this point, she's made probably close to 100 calls into the police for incidents.
Prank or these phone calls, as well as issues with her house broken into.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this turns into, I think they spent $1.5 million investigating her case over all the years with this.
So you can't fault the cops. They did their due diligence.
Oh, yeah.
You know, even at one point when they thought maybe she might have been making this up, they're still following up on it.
And now they firmly believe, after that sexual assault with the knife that did not happen, or that there was no evidence of, that's when they're like firmly in the camp that she's making all of this up for some reason.
As soon as you claim something like that and there's no evidence that it was possible that happened, then your credibility is shot.
Well, so I wonder when she does make all these other calls, are they still coming out to the house and taking a report? At least, so they're still doing that, which kudos to them. Especially when you're probably getting these calls rolling your eyes at this point. Like, okay, let's go on out there again.
Well, it's Canada.
It's true. Good people, right? Just trying to help each other.
Right.
Bret Hart told us all about that. They take care of each other up there.
These police were the excellence of execution, Mike.
Much like us, per Bret Hart's own words.
That's right.
Did we talk about that on a Sunday show, or was that only on Patreon?
I don't know.
Well,
It was a Sunday show.
all right, good. Everyone should know. He called us the excellence of execution, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
He sure did.
That's literally going to be on all of our headstones at this point. And quote Bret Hart. I mean, we've peaked, right? Like, you don't get better as a podcast from that.
How could you?
It's all downhill.
Where are you going to go to?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. This should be the final show, and then we just ride off into the sunset. Every Sunday, we just release the audio clip of Bret Hart talking about us.
So after she got that letter on February 1st, the threatening and harassing phone calls started again, to which Cindy moved to another house in April of 1983.
2 months later.
Mm-hmm. Just trying to get away from it.
Man, very disruptive to your life.
Which I guess that's what you would do, right? I mean, I don't know. That's what I would want to do. Move, thinking that would help.
You almost have to. Changing your phone number doesn't work, right?
Yeah, and then the only other thing to do is uproot your entire life and move all the way across Canada, or
to the United States where it's not that violent.
Of course. Well, we'll take care of you. I mean, it's safe here.
During this time, it's worth noting that Roy Makepeace was trying to get Cindy back, specifically by buying her expensive things. He even paid for her to visit her brother in Indonesia, where he was stationed, but she never got back with Roy.
Which is interesting. Not because he's trying to get her back. Maybe a little frustrated when she's not taking him back.
Yeah, because 2 weeks after, she gets a letter that said, quote, "Welcome back, death, blood, hate, etc."
Do you think he ran out of words to use? It was just like, throw that one on there.
Just throw etc. on the end.
Yeah. It's weird for like an intimidating note to have etc. in there, right? Like,
sounds a little passive aggressive.
You could have just put you could have ended it after hate, but like you put that on there, and I'm like, okay, is this like a formal like business email?
Like, what if the Chili Peppers would have named Blood, Sugar, Sex, etc. the album? Wouldn't have been as good, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
So yeah, and then this little paragraph here, that made me kind of go back into thinking it might be Roy Makepeace, because he's buying her all this stuff, paying for all these things. She doesn't get back with him.
Clearly, he's still really into her.
Yeah. And then she gets this letter, a welcome back one.
He's playing the good cop and bad cop role.
Yeah.
No offense to McBride, who is a cop.
And here's just a random thought that popped in my head. Could some of this be Roy Makepeace trying to scare her back to him?
Into his arms. Yeah. Like, oh, you need a man in the house.
Absolutely. And the wording on these letters are kind of, I don't know, it's bizarre. Is it something that a psychiatrist from South Africa might cook up as kind of weird language to freak her out?
I still keep going back to his relationship with McBride, though, too. Like, they became really close. He knows McBride proposed to her. I would imagine he would know.
Probably made him even angrier. No?
And you think he kayfabed it and was like, oh, we're going to be buds? I don't know. It just, it make...
The two-person attack
both
really throws a wrench into a lot of the scenarios, though.
Not long after finding this note, Cindy hired a private investigator named Ozzie Cabin to help catch her stalker. Cabin gave Cindy a two-way radio to contact him if anything happened, and a wearable panic button. Like that whole "I've fallen and I can't get up" thing. Right? Life alert. Yeah.
I've fallen!
It's the funniest commercial ever.
The funniest, like the worst. Like, how did they watch that and they're like, yeah, we're going to use that. That's good shit. That's what we need. What's that? You just push the button and it connects right to the police or like EMS or alert, whatever?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like an OnStar system when you get an accident.
I mean, it's probably super helpful. The commercial's ridiculous. She's falls straight down the stairs.
I haven't seen those commercials in a while. They still have those?
I don't know.
It's all probably an app now. You know, I wouldn't have it, but they're like, Mike, your life's on the line. No, thanks.
But the point is to have it on you at all times, so you can wear it around your neck.
Right.
Not going to have your phone on you at all times.
Well,
I mean, if you're
in this day and age, doesn't everybody have their phone usually within like 5 feet of them at all times? But you wear this thing, right?
Yeah,
like
you
right
wear
there.
it.
Yeah, it's like a necklace type thing.
Fail safe, if you will.
Between October and November 1983, on 3 separate occasions, a dead cat tied up with rope was left in her garden, and the stalker started calling Cindy's work. Some of those calls were answered by Cindy's coworkers, and they all said that the caller never spoke. All they could hear was breathing.
Was she there too?
It's unclear.
Was it weird? Like it was her day off?
Yeah,
she could have been making the calls. It's hard to corroborate all this stuff.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I was like, well, maybe the stalker just thought she was working, but you were going that route. Like she wasn't there. Has anyone ever heard the call with her present?
McBride said he did. Yeah.
He said he heard a silent call that they traced back to somebody, and it was a girl's voice, nothing like what we would have normally heard. Mm-hmm. Because clearly when somebody else answers, like in this one, that he just hangs up or he's quiet.
And everybody hears breathing. That's breathing or silence. Mm-hmm. Doesn't really...
Well, at least from us, but we're a bunch of fucking mouth breathers. Neck beard mouth breathers. But that's interesting.
You can't prove anything from breathing. And
no.
But like, so, but that should be something somebody knows, right? Hey, when such and such coworker, when you got this call, was she working that day? Was she there? Especially if you're the police and you're already thinking she might be making this up. Wouldn't you have asked the coworker, like, hey, was Cindy on shift this day? Was she around? Did you see her? She could have been in her office doing it, but like, just something to think about.
It might be in the police file somewhere, but probably not something we're going to see.
Maybe you wouldn't see it as if McBride was involved.
Maybe not.
On January 30th, 1984, Cabin heard some odd sounds coming from Cindy's end of the two-way radio. When he got into her house, he found Cindy lying on the living room floor, unconscious, with a knife stabbed through her hand into the floor, with a note under her hand. The note was made from random letters cut out of magazines and read, quote, "Now you must die, cunt."
But then why didn't he kill her?
Yeah. Like,
you were there, dude.
Right.
Yeah. You've already attacked her.
Seems suspicious.
Unless you're just trying to ruin her life. Make her constantly on edge. You don't have the actual intention of attacking her. You just want to send signals, which you could do by breaking into her house and destroying a pillow. Like that would fuck any of us up.
It's just very risky. All these intrusions into her house. At some point, someone's going to see you. If this is actually happening.
When they know that something's going on. Because it's been going on for how many, like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And at this point in the story, because now what we're in, getting to 84, police do surveillance on her house. They have officers sitting there watching.
The things don't ever happen when they're surveilling, right?
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the police bent over backwards trying to catch whoever this was doing this to her.
And when they did the surveillance, they obviously then never saw her doing anything to her own house, busting out a window or anything. Or, I mean, we're going to get into some more stuff here with the house in a bit, but obviously none of that was seen either.
Cabin rushed Cindy to the hospital, and when she came to, she said that the last thing she remembered was a man coming into her home and hitting her with a blunt object. She briefly came to in this struggle, and according to Cindy, the man put a hypodermic needle in her arm. Doctors found the needle mark that Cindy was talking about, but they didn't find any substances in her system. Like nothing, you would think that the needle had something in it to knock her out, make her unconscious. And
because what else would it be for?
Right. But there was nothing in her system. One thing to note with this incident, police found blood smeared into Cindy's kitchen floor in a circular pattern, suggesting that someone attempted to clean the blood up.
Does that help Cindy's case or hurt it?
The way the police see it is that she was trying to clean up.
But blood from what then?
The kitchen floor, and I was staging this.
Like maybe she put a needle in her own arm and there was some blood and she tried to clean it up. I'm just trying to think which way that would lean me.
Why would someone who's doing this to her stop and take the time to clean up the blood and just leave her pinned to the floor like that, I guess?
But why would she do it if she wants to make it look like she was attacked too? You would think you'd want to leave the blood to show like, oh, there was a struggle and I was hit. That part's just really weird to me.
Unless your story had nothing to do with being in the kitchen at all. You know, she said she was sitting in her living room when she was attacked.
Just made a little mistake in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Setting it up.
That's what the police think, at least.
Yeah.
On On June 18th, Cindy called Cabin in a panic, and he rushed to her home to find Cindy hiding in the garden, saying that someone had broken into the house. Cabin found her dog Heidi hiding in the basement, along with a note that read "Happy Birthday" alongside pornographic photos. Her dog Heidi had been tied up, and Cabin said that the rope bound around her appeared to be the same as the rope on the dead cats that Cindy had found the previous fall. On a windowsill in the basement, a cigarette butt was found, which did not match the brand that Cindy was known to smoke. On July 1st, Cindy told Cabin that 2 men had showed up at her front door, posing as police officers, but ran away when she radioed Cabin. Then, not long after, a coworker of Cindy's at Blenheim House received a call which said, quote, "Get rid of the big pig." On July 9th, 1984, Cindy's mother spent the night at her house. In the middle of the night, her mom woke up to Heidi barking and found Cindy checking the windows and doors on the main floor of the house. Moments later, they both heard the doorbell ring and found a window near the front porch cracked. 2 weeks later, on July 23rd, Cindy claimed that she was attacked by a man in a nearby park while she was walking her dog at 8:30 p.m. According to Cindy, her attacker was a bearded man driving a green van with a female passenger. So now we're introducing a female into this situation. Several hours later, at around midnight, she was found in a dazed state attempting to enter the home of a neighbor and had a dark gray nylon stocking around her neck. She was taken to the University of British Columbia Health and Science Center, where doctors found 2 puncture marks on her right arm. While Cindy was being treated, a hospital receptionist told authorities a man with an accent had called the front desk asking about the hospital's security policies. When police played a radio clip of Roy Makepeace's voice, the receptionist said that it was a, quote, strong possibility that it was the same person.
So this paragraph is insane in every direction.
It's a lot going on.
The first half, I'm like, okay, her mom was staying the night. She wakes up in the middle of the night. Cindy is closing windows, blinds, or whatever. There's a broken window. And my thought is, a lot of stuff is allegedly happening and nobody is seeing it. She's getting attacked in the park. Now there's a woman all of a sudden. No witnesses to this. Again, with that scarf around her neck, too.
Right. Trying to walk into one of her neighbor's houses.
Right.
Mom heard the doorbell, though.
Was she with Cindy when she heard the doorbell?
That's what she says, but
Could be a neighbor checking. I don't know. But then there's that. But then you get to this call about her insurance policy when she's in the hospital.
security policy.
I'm sorry, security policy.
Like, what does that even mean?
But it's a weird call, and the fact that she could put it back maybe to Makepeace's voice. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to think at this point?
But did Makepeace just hear that she got attacked and was in the hospital, and he was calling up, and maybe they misconstrued what he was asking?
I mean, maybe because he was her ex-husband, he was like, what are policies can I see her?
Yeah, or what are you allowed to tell me about her condition? I think things just get blown up sometimes.
Could they be working together?
Makepeace and Cindy?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not ruling out anything.
Maybe the whole plan was to maybe, I don't know, because given how it ends, it doesn't make sense. But that's a weird question, though, to call about security policies.
What does that mean, though?
I don't know.
Hello, hospital. Mr. Dr. Makepeace here. What are your security policies in place today? I don't even know what that means.
It seems like a very broad term.
Yeah. We all know no one had security back in those days. You could do whatever the fuck you wanted. You could smoke cigarettes on the plane, you know, carrying a butcher knife with the...
It's just very odd that in one paragraph, there's so much to kind of, I feel like, pull you in back to the original, like, which way are we going with this one?
Oh, without a doubt.
Nobody is seeing this stuff happen, which then you're like, oh, she might be faking this.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that call is really weird. That's not the be all end all, but it's very odd.
It's a piece of the puzzle, if you will.
Possibly. And then the doorbell thing with her mom. Okay. If you're standing right there with her, it's the middle of the night, and the doorbell rings, that's weird. Did they answer the door? Did they look? I wonder that.
Are you both near the door? Mom looked the other way. Mom's old, and you reached your hand around and rang the doorbell? And you go, oh, it's the doorbell, Mom.
Something like, or that lady
knows?
from across the street who said she saw the man. Maybe she saw the lights on from across the street in the middle of the night, saw there was a broken window, came over to check, rang the doorbell.
Yeah.
There's a lot of busybodies in neighborhoods.
There certainly are, Mike.
Or what time was this? 4 a.m, Dave? You would have been up sitting on your porch having coffee. You might have saw something at this time.
That would be possible.
So now we're 3 years into this thing. And in 1985, it was decided that maybe hypnosis could bring out a detail about one of these attacks that Cindy couldn't remember. In January 1985, while under hypnosis, Cindy told police that she had witnessed Roy Makepeace murder a man and a woman, then dismember their bodies with an axe while they were vacationing at a cabin in 1981. According to Cindy, Makepeace smeared blood from one of the victim's severed limbs across her face during the dismemberment. It was found later that Cindy's sister, Melanie, was with her on this vacation and said nothing even close to what Cindy talked about happened, that they just had a normal vacation.
I think this is a check mark in the not in Cindy's category because
Clearly.
it's not great.
This is a big check mark. Yeah. This is one you kind of circle back to and, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because she rolls with this outside of hypnosis in real life afterwards.
But she didn't remember it until hypnosis.
Right. That came out during hypnosis.
Is that common for people to remember what they've discovered under hypnosis?
We've talked about that many times, I think.
Have we?
Story.
I don't remember.
Sure.
Like when we discuss hypnosis.
Barney Hill.
But did he remember it after? I'm asking. Like when he had his whole thing under hypnosis, when he came out of it, did he remember all that still? Or did he was like, what the fuck did I tell you guys?
So how that hypnosis worked was that it was designed where he would not remember it and Betty would not remember it afterwards so that they couldn't.
How do they do that?
Something with hypnosis. I don't know.
So there is a hypnosis allegedly where you
remember what you
remember everything you say. Mm-hmm. And then there's also a version where you don't.
Right.
Okay. Clearly this was one then based on what Cindy was saying where she was remembering after the fact. Because then you said she ran with it.
Yeah, she goes with this.
Poor Melanie's like, nah, that I was there.
And poor Roy Makepeace, because this story, there's like a little side quest in this where the police really looked at Roy Makepeace for a bit to see if he ever murdered someone. Like if there was any weight to that.
Again, they should have looked into him. That makes sense. He's close to her and has maybe an axe to grind. But if she's making this kind of stuff up, like that's also terrible for him.
Does she feel like Roy's the one terrorizing her, so she makes up a story to try to take care of him?
Maybe, because she does say that.
What do you mean?
That she thinks Roy was behind some of this. Or she's all of it.
I know, I'll get him. I'll remember this story about how he murdered someone and maybe we can get rid of Roy.
I don't think there's a theory yet that I'm like, no, that of course is not it. Like, that's very plausible.
Yeah, right.
Like,
there's too much going on.
I like this one bit. I want answers, Ian. I know he'll give them to us in the next hour.
You want answers?
I want the truth.
You're goddamn right. I ordered the hypnosis.
People probably thought we planned that. As a shoot.
In late June 1985, Cindy was involuntarily committed to a psychiatric unit at Vancouver's Lion Gate Hospital after attempting suicide by overdosing on pills. The following month, on July 2nd, 1985, she agreed to allow police to wiretap a phone conversation with Roy Makepeace, during which she accused him of being the source of all of this shit and confronted him with that memory she recounted under hypnosis of him murdering 2 people. Like I said, she rolled with it and she's like, admit what you did. Like, you know, I want to hear you say that you killed these people.
Full court press on Roy.
During the conversation, Makepeace denied everything and said that Cindy was insane and suffering from a, quote, an enormous revenge fantasy.
That's something maybe an innocent person would say. Also sounds like something a liar would say. So I don't know.
Way to cover your bases, pal.
Look, we did a whole Scott Peterson thing, and I did not think I was going to have the outcome that I thought, and it just made me look like for 3 straight weeks that I was a defense attorney. So I'm covering all my bases on this. There you go.
Cindy received a package at her home in early July containing a black nylon sock with a note that read, quote, "Blood flowing freely."
I'm sorry. These are just very strangely worded phrases.
Not a whole lot of thought into it.
Really trying hard to understand what trying to get at with these phrases.
But you're trying to understand it with no knowledge of who might be doing it.
Right.
So which 100 times more difficult. Like, what's the angle? What are you trying to do? Is this just Cindy coming up with things that she might find scary, so she writes it down?
Yeah, I keep going back to this. Sounds like a psychiatrist trying to be clever. But then she lived with the psychiatrist for 20 years, so maybe that's her trying to be clever, trying to make people think that that's him being clever.
But she also told people she thinks it's him.
Yeah.
So, but
you can't trust, it could be a lot of different things going on here.
Yeah. Like
very hard to pinpoint.
It's just like a crossroads. Like, okay, which lane you going to go in?
On August 21st, 1985, a fire broke out in the basement bathroom of Cindy's home at approximately 4:45 a.m. When firefighters and police arrived at the house, they saw Cindy in what they called a, quote, heated discussion with private investigator Cabin, saying that she had taken her dog out for a walk at 3:15 a.m. and returned home to find the fire. And not victim blaming or, whatever, but Cabin's like, all this shit's happening. Why are you out walking the dog in the middle of the night with everything that's been going on?
Exactly.
So see, with this one, I did actually think, she was been working in hospitals. Maybe she had just gotten home off a shift, took the dog out.
She was actually taking it on a walk.
Even if you worked, I understand. I wouldn't be doing that either. But if you worked a shift, maybe your dog's routine is to go for a walk when you get home. So that's what you were doing. Maybe not the smartest idea. But I don't know. Again, that's something that you could easily find out if people would have asked or maybe they did. Did she just get off of work? That would at least explain a part of it. Otherwise, it's extremely weird to get up at 3:15 a.m. and take your dog for a walk.
If someone broke into your house and pinned you with a knife to your floor, I would think I'd be terrified all the time. I couldn't imagine being out in the middle of the night by myself.
I don't think I'd go out of the house, period, even during the day. But
it's a tough sell there.
But at the same time, if this has been happening for a year and a half, maybe some part of you is like, I need to live my life. I refuse to live in fear. Maybe that's a mindset. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to put yourself inside.
It's very weird. Why are you out at 3:15? My initial thought was maybe she got home from work and she needed to take the dog out.
And even if you were a victim of a crime at one time, it would be hard. I think you'd be nervous about being out at 3 a.m. by yourself. She's a victim of a sustained campaign of violence against herself.
Yeah. 3 years worth.
Like over and nonstop. I can't imagine being in that position and leaving yourself vulnerable like that in the middle of the night. Since obviously they know where you live. They've attacked you in your home before.
So there was no evidence that the house had been broken into, at least the upstairs. The only way to have gotten into the house at that point was through a small window in the basement. The soot and dust on the windowsill were not disturbed, and burnt up newspaper was found in the bathroom. Police believed that Cindy started the fire herself, and at that point, their suspicions that Cindy was behind all of this became a real possibility for them. They're like, okay, this was that extra push we needed to believe that she is behind this. We suspected it
before, but now probably certain that that's what's going on.
Right, because there was literally no one else that could have started that fire.
Yeah.
It's also a weird place to start a fire, right? In a shower.
Yeah.
And there's newspaper there. I don't know. It seems like just something very easy you could set up to make it look like your house caught fire.
Doesn't make much sense.
Like if someone did that to you, you could just walk in your bathroom and turn the water on. And you're like, huh? And I got to clean up this messy newspaper, but no harm, no foul, I guess.
On December 1st, 1985, Cindy moved again to a new house. Then on December 11th, Cindy was found lying in a ditch, semi-conscious, 6 miles from her new home. She had a black nylon stocking tied around her neck and a needle mark on her arm, along with cuts and bruises. She was only wearing a man's work boot and a glove. And given the cold temperatures, she was suffering from hypothermia. As well as the previous attack, she has no memory of how any of this happened.
That she's telling anyway.
In early 1986, Cindy changed her last name from Makepeace to James, thinking that it could help hide her identity and get the stalker to stop. Cindy also asked her friend Agnes and Agnes's husband Tom to spend a couple nights a week at her house. One night in April 1986, the basement was set on fire again. Tom was the only one home at the time, and he attempted to call the fire department, but the phone line had been cut. He then ran from the house to call for help when he saw a man standing on the curb. When he asked this guy to call 911 for him, the man ran off down the street. So that's a little more of a wrench. Now, Tom Woodcock is saying that he
was the only one at home.
According to him.
Interesting. Not sure what to make of this. Also, it could have been just a kid out.
That was part of my
stone in the
thought.
middle of the night who would run on the curb too.
Was this the middle of the night? Did we say that?
Doesn't specify,
but it was at night.
Where was Cindy, at work?
I believe so.
Okay, like a fire going off when she's not home. If her whereabouts were accounted for, she doesn't seem like a skilled arsonist who could set timed fires kind of thing.
And there's people that think Agnes and Tom Woodcock were behind all of this stuff.
Really?
And this is something that they point to as an example that they could be behind it. The Woodcocks claim to be around for a lot of this stuff.
In collusion with her, or
doing this
doing
to her?
It to her.
Doing this to her. There's people that believe that.
It's another wrench.
This is legitimately the Charlie Kelly on the board, like the conspiracy theories from Always Sunny. Like, this is insane. And everything we've brought up as a theory, like, has potential. Like, I don't think we've killed one theory tonight yet. No, I'm not saying we will. I'm just saying
it takes a lot of commitment to do something like this over a prolonged period of time to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, we're 4 years in at this point.
That's an all-in commitment.
But it also doesn't seem like it's the most precise, professional things being done, right? Like we talked about the notes. They seem very kind of half-assed written. Also, newspaper in a shower, like half-assed.
Like pinning her hand with a knife to the floor in her house.
And then blood cleaned up. And I'm talking from either standpoint. Like, nothing is done to where you're like, oh, whoever's doing this knows what they're doing.
Right.
It's been going on a while, but they don't seem like they're that far ahead of the authorities, and they're thinking, they're not playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers type thing. It's not that.
No.
You would think with the amount of police work that was put into this, that within 4 years, this stalker would have slipped up once.
Especially if it was Agnes and her husband, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't elude police and do all this, right?
You wouldn't think.
Doesn't seem possible.
And
or do they know because they're good friends with Cindy when the police are there and when they're not? It's like an inside man kind of thing.
But
yeah, because they would know the most.
To gain what, though? What was the theory?
Just that they were doing it for whatever reason.
There'd have to be a motive,
Just
though.
sickos!
Yeah, right.
Some people are born bad, Mike. Born bad. Some people break bad, and some people are born bad. Twisted fucks. Twisted woodcocks.
The Woodcocks. They're twisted.
I don't know. I have no idea. This story is bizarre.
Could she have been involved in something bigger?
Like what?
There are times it seems that she's under the influence. She worked at behavioral hospitals. She had access to needles. Could she have been involved in some pill running regime?
What's the point of the torture, though?
If you
like at
think,
that point, just kill her.
Yeah.
4 years is a long time to do something daily to a person.
Maybe there was money owed and they were trying to get their money. You're not going to kill someone if they owe you money. She had access to pills. To me, it seems like she may have been on pills the way she's stumbling into people's houses, neighbors' houses, unconscious.
I think she wants people to think she's been drugged a lot. She also, as a nurse, has easy access to all these drugs.
Exactly. It was just, I don't know, just something else I'm thinking of. Maybe that's why there's some random men being seen. They're showing up at the house to either get paid or get pills or sell her pills.
I like pills. I want to get paid.
Cindy's doctor eventually had her committed to another psychiatric ward due to fears that she would harm herself. He had her evaluated for multiple personality disorder, but ruled that all of this craziness, everything that was happening to her, was the result of the police not believing her claims. Cindy remained in the hospital for 10 weeks, after which she admitted to her family that she knew more than she was letting on. Cindy said that she knew who was harassing her, and if the police weren't going to stop them, she would. And so this starts the thing of her saying that she knows who it is, but she can't tell anybody because she'll put her family at risk and things like that.
It almost seems like the old angle's played out, so she has to introduce a new level of something to this story to, I don't know, regain sympathy, regain interest, however she's looking at this. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Or she feels she's losing the police because the police clearly have been on a path of, we don't believe you.
Yeah.
Or you know, that's what they think. I don't know if they told her that, but maybe she's feeling like she's not getting that same support. Oh, they think I'm a crazy person.
I don't think she's going to win the police back over, but I think maybe if the family's buying the police story, then she's like, I got to up this a level to get more sympathy back from my family. Potentially. A little unsure here.
Yeah.
It's a very complicated case.
People are going to be real disappointed when we get to final thoughts and we're all fucking tongue-tied and twisted up. We're doing the old, let us know your thoughts at all the socials and we'll discuss from there. We just fucking kayfabe our way out of it.
On October 11th, 1988, Roy Makepeace received 2 strange messages on his answering machine. One of the messages was a whispering voice that said, quote, "Cindy, dead meat soon." And the other one said, quote, "More smack, more downers, another grand after we waste the cunt, no more deal." So Roy Makepeace contacted the police immediately. He was like, and this is supposing that he's innocent of all this. He's like, they're already looking at me for murder and stuff, so I don't even want to hold on to these calls for a second.
No.
So he went straight to the police and was like, this is what was just left on my
Dave,
machine.
If you were Roy Makepeace and you got those voicemails and you knew they were already kind of looking at you and you were going to go show them those voicemails, would you or would you not go to them with your attorney?
100% with my attorney.
Okay.
Every time.
Moving on.
Without fail. I think we're going to listen to this phone call message here. That's a woman.
Yeah, that's in my opinion,
like
that is 100% a woman.
Yeah.
Female that might be on drugs.
Very much sounds like a female voice.
I don't want to come off that I'm victim blaming, and I understand it might. At this point, I'm leaning towards she was hooked on some shit and was paranoid and was freaking out. And that is the bulk of this story. I haven't put it all together yet, but that's what I'm leaning towards. That certainly did sound like a female, though.
It did.
And the only other thing we have for the female is that she said that when she was attacked in the park, she may have saw a female in the van.
Right. Can you play it one more time?
Yeah.
The beginning part you could maybe question, but the meet soon, it really sounds like a woman speaking. Like it sounds like the voice almost, like they lose it a little bit towards the end.
Because like everything else we've discussed on this, none of this was done like well executed.
No,
it was all almost, like a C+ effort on everything that was done in the stalking realm and the calls and the notes and the,
Quite frankly, it sounds like the voice I would expect Cindy to have looking at her picture.
If she was faking that.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that because I looked up a photo of her earlier. Yeah. Clearly I didn't know what she looked like, but yes.
It's still fucking creepy.
And if she didn't get diagnosed with anything, with her mental health, that's what led me to think maybe somewhere along the way in her field, she got hooked on something.
It seemed like they really focused on split personality disorder, and that's extremely rare. And there's doctors that debate that on if that can even exist, like where you just switch personalities and the real you doesn't remember any of this going on.
Which would make sense for what she's saying, but also given this, maybe she didn't agree to just a full mental health evaluation type thing. Like, why would you not do that?
Well, she was admitted for what, 10 days or 10 weeks?
10 weeks.
So why would you not run the gamut of everything?
And maybe they did, and that information is just not out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to paint her as anything else if there were some mental health issues going on. But whatever they did test her for, they did not find conclusive. Or they found it conclusive that she was not split personality.
Right. 15 days later, Cindy was found unconscious in her garage. She had been hogtied and was nude from the waist down. Again, had a black nylon stocking tied around her neck. Around this time, the police hired a knot expert to analyze the knots on the stockings. And the expert said that it was highly unlikely that Cindy would have been able to tie those knots to herself. However, I kind of call bullshit on that a little bit because BTK had himself tied up, arms behind his back into a tree, did that alone somehow.
It's a good point.
Like, I look at the BTK pictures when I've seen them before, and then when we did the episode and whatever, and I'm like, how the fuck did he pull off tying himself up like that? And most of the time, in most of these incidents with Cindy, they're not tied perfectly tight. They're not
the way someone who was trying to restrain you would tie them.
Right. They're kind of loose and not great.
Mike, you're a balloon knot expert. What do you think about all this?
Well, it's a little different, I think. Could I lick my own balloon knot? No.
Would you want to if you could?
Well, now we're going
That's a bridge too far, my friend.
We're going down a road, pal.
Yeah. I don't know what road you're going down.
I don't think you want to ask questions you don't want to hear the answers to.
In January 1989, a guy named Richard Johnston, who was a life insurance salesman who sold Cindy a policy, moved into the basement of her house. She offered him to rent the basement just to have someone living with her. She felt like she would be safer. Seems weird. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like you would buy something off your insurance salesman and be like, all right, yeah, move in.
Yeah, how can we further complicate this story? I know. The guy I buy my life insurance from, I'm going to have him move into the house and he'll become a character in this story as well.
On April 8th of 89, a security guard at Richmond General Hospital, where Cindy got a new job, found a note made out of random letters from a magazine, which read, "Soon, Cindy." The phrase "sleep well" was also found written in dew on her windshield that night. Following a reported attempted break-in at her home on April 29th, the police used search dogs to track the alleged intruder, but the dogs found no trail. Interestingly, on May 10th, 89, dogs were again used to follow another alleged break-in, and they were able to track the scent of an unknown person that led over the backyard fence of Cindy's home. So another wrench thrown into...
That is an interesting one.
Yeah.
But could it have been the mailman or something?
I mean, you could have a mailman just cutting through.
I just think in scenarios like this,
like that,
where something that just the normal course of business shows up as something unexplained like that.
Like something like that, I lean towards probably more likely than like that phone call we discussed earlier from fucking, what's his Roy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That holds more weight to me than the scent. The scent could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the electrician just checking power lines.
Could be kids playing tag in the neighborhood.
Exactly. If only those dogs could talk and tell us what they smell. Right? Like, what the fuck? Get better, dogs.
All this evolution over how many years and dogs still can't talk pisses me off.
If they could.
I know. What happened to Patrick McBride in all this time?
Oh,
Is he still on the case?
no. He so weird. After all this happened, he ended up going to prison for sexually assaulting 2 women.
What?
Yeah, he lost being a police officer. and was
Wait
sent
a
to jail.
minute.
Oh, right. There is a
That
lot
was
of
a twist.
twists and turns here.
I was saving that twist for the end.
Oh,
but
sorry.
No,
this
we can
guy.
talk about it now because behind the scenes, at least at this point, Patrick McBride is sexually assaulting 2 women or had
So,
by
but
now.
he was brought in after the alleged calls happened. But then immediately becomes buddy-buddy with the girl that he's now into, Cindy.
Moves in.
Ex-husband. Moves in. Now, there's no
Asked to
reports that
ma-
he sexually assaulted her.
No, but they dated and they
dated.
presumably...
Banged.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to marry. He asked her to marry.
Made love, please. They made love. It's a family-friendly show. People are listening right now driving their kids to school.
Engaged in coitus. How's that?
Well, I like made love
Okay.
because that's the way God intended it, right? They were trying to procreate.
So, yeah, I mean,
There's just a lot.
he injected
unpack
himself in
here.
this
I
case.
didn't. You just dropped a bomb on me. Did you know this, Dave?
No.
That blows us wide open, in my opinion.
But the harassment was happening before McBride got involved.
But
before he
but-
met Cindy.
And after he went to prison, though? Like, what's his timeline in relation to this? What, did he go to prison after the end of this story?
Yes.
And so his crimes were discovered after this story had its conclusion?
Right.
So I guess in my mind, the only theory would be if you think Roy was doing it, he maybe recruited McBride in to help him.
And like kind of passed the torch off.
Because McBride was randomly assigned the case, right? Because it's already been happening.
Maybe.
Now that you're involved, hey, why don't you move in with this girl?
It's kind of like Saw when Jigsaw died and he passed it on to the cop.
Yeah.
How about that?
Ooh, which one was that? I don't remember that one. It's like 8 or 9.
Like 5 or 6?
Still, I'm not sure I got that far. I don't remember. What's the one Danny Glover's in?
1?
I'm not thinking that one then. Clearly
The
not.
first one.
Clearly not that one.
Like Jigsaw got sick and died and passed it on to the cop who was Constance Mandalore, and he
Yeah, I
kept
do.
up the Jigsaw.
I vaguely remember. That was 5 then, probably, because there was something that came
think
out
so.
after that I never saw.
Oh, the last one with Chris Rock, not good.
Which was 6.
No, I think it was like 8 or 9. Right?
Oh no, I think the passing of the torch might have been the last one that I saw. Maybe, I don't remember.
They weren't bad. The last one was bad.
No bueno.
No,
I did not watch it.
good. Chris Rock was really bad.
Why the fuck is Chris Rock, as successful as he is, signing on for the 8th part of any movie? Like at that point, nobody, like that's when new actors come up. They're like, oh, it's part 8. Yeah, I'm going to get involved in that.
Oh, it's not good.
Like whoever, unless it was like a franchise, like a Harry Potter, where it's, it's continuous. Why is anybody signing up for an 8th part of any movie? At that point, is it not straight to DVD? That wasn't in theaters. There's no way that was in theaters.
I don't recall.
Maybe it was straight to streaming.
It
By
was
that
COVID,
point.
so I'm not sure much
So that's
of
what
anything.
streaming,
was,
maybe
yeah.
Netflix or whatever. You're not getting 8 sequels in a theater, unless it's like I said, like a continuous Harry Potter type thing.
I don't remember. I remember it was
How many Lord of the
Not
Rings
good.
do they do? What was that? 6 or 5 or
3, right?
was it only 3 movies? Lord of the Rings.
the trilogy.
So Whoa, but Harry Potter, didn't they make more movies than there were books?
There were 8 movies, 7 books.
Okay.
They split the last book into 2 movies.
Gotcha.
On May 25th, 1989, Cindy disappeared just before a 5-day leave from her job. She planned for Agnes and Tom to come over and play bridge later that night, and they arrived at Cindy's home around 10 p.m. As they usually did, Agnes knocked as she pulled into the driveway and immediately felt something wasn't right. Cindy typically peeked through the drapes and waved at them, but not this time. Agnes knocked on the front door and still didn't get a response. Agnes and Tom knew that Cindy was renting out the basement to Richard Johnson, so they went around to talk to him, but he hadn't seen Cindy. It sounded like this place had it wasn't really a full-blown basement. It was had a door to it and stuff that went outside, like where they could walk around back and knock.
Like
yeah,
a separate
that makes sense.
suite.
Yeah. Like,
That'd be super fucking weird if it was a basement. Like he had to walk through the house to get down there.
Well, who knows how things go in Canada? There's no rules, right?
no, Dave, there's a lot of rules and they all follow them and they're good human beings and they take care of each other.
Unsure of what to do next, Agnes and Tom got back in their car and kind of sat there for several minutes before deciding to head home and call the police.
Why don't you head to the police station and call the police?
Yeah, just drive to the police station. Yeah.
Head home. I'm focusing on these suspicious fucking woodcocks now after you said that.
Yeah, I never thought that until you brought it up. And
you know why?
It makes sense.
I'll tell you, spoiler alert, that's what Angie thinks.
Really?
Angie thinks that the Woodcocks were behind all this.
So I watched the Unsolved Mysteries on this, and they portray Mrs. Woodcock as this nice little old lady, and they interview her, and she seems very nice.
Well, her name's Agnes, right? She has to be like a nice old lady.
Yeah. An Agnes is your grandma, and she bakes apple pie and gives you cookies, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't fuck with people like this.
I have
She
questions.
doesn't lick her own balloon knot, that's for sure.
I still have a question about them.
There's never been an Agnes in the history of the world that licked her own balloon knot.
Garen
fucking Teed.
Well, I want to see your research on that.
Oh, I have the notes, pal. I've got the research. I have graphs. I have PowerPoint presentations.
I can't wait. I want a whole episode on
any
this.
Agnes from licking her own balloon knot.
I want a whole episode on this. I want to save this till the end. We'll see.
Okay.
There has to be a motive. I want to discuss that at the end.
On the way back to their house, Agnes decided to drive by Blundell Center, which was a shopping mall that Cindy shopped at frequently.
Oh, I see. She's in a hurry.
Yeah, this is pretty suspicious. Suspicious.
Well, I assumed they were looking for her. I took that as they were going to see if she was there.
Yeah.
Okay. So they weren't stopping to shop.
No, but still, they were on their way to make a phone call. It seemed like you would beeline to just make that call.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
You would think you would just grab a payphone at the very least and be like, hey.
Yeah. Maybe.
We're concerned. Here's her car.
Or drive right to the police station.
Yeah.
Or find a Royal Mounted Canadian walking around on a horse somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they ended up finding her car in the parking lot close to the bank that she used.
Oh, did they? That's very convenient.
Agnes found no sign of Cindy and at that point went straight to the police. Police responded and the officer aimed his flashlight into Cindy's car and noticed that there was blood on the driver's side door, which prompted him to call for backup. Further analysis of the car found Cindy's purse on the front seat beside 4 bags of groceries and a wrapped present. Cindy's wallet, bank card, and ATM deposit slip were found underneath the vehicle, but they looked like they had been placed there instead of dropped. Like it looked
staged.
Too perfect. Yeah, staged. Like if someone was attacked, that stuff wouldn't have fallen like that. It would have been more scattered.
Okay, I get it.
But that's consistent, I think, with the rest of the story.
You're right. Either she did it herself.
Yeah, again, I don't know what that answers.
The Woodcocks knew exactly where to find that car.
Like that's really good luck on their part to be like, oh, maybe she's here and there's her car abandoned.
Very good luck. I mean,
maybe a coincidence even.
Maybe a coincidence. And even if you know, like, oh, I know she likes to shop at that mall. If you were trying to find someone's car that they'd like to shop at the mall, how long would it take you to find their car driving around the mall? These guys were allegedly just driving by, right? On their way to go call the police.
Right, and then decided, hey,
stop.
let's swing in there. And
Let's see if we see her real quick. Oh, there's the car.
Is it a big mall or is it like a strip mall?
There's like a shopping mall. I don't know.
Big. So it sounds like a big mall.
What's a mall in Canada? Can we get the definition?
Well, we had the same, like mall and strip mall,
Same
right?
thing.
Like, that's what I meant. Like a strip mall, you could just kind of peruse through real quick.
Right.
A
We're
big
talking a
mall,
mall
like you're
mall.
making laps. You're making laps. Yeah. It does make a difference.
Just after 1 a.m. on May 26th, police entered Cindy's house where everything looked normal. She had a deck of cards on the table for that bridge game with the Woodcocks. Nothing appeared out of the ordinary other than the fact that the blinds were open. Cindy always kept the blinds closed.
Smart.
Officers arrived at Roy Makepeace's apartment around 3:15 a.m. They asked his whereabouts the previous day, to which he said that he had been at the opening of a food market with a friend. After returning to Vancouver, him and his friend went to dinner, then back to her house where he installed a stereo system for her. He left around 11:30 p.m. and then got home sometime after midnight. And this woman corroborated all that.
Okay.
A shopping receipt found in Cindy's car was time-stamped for 12:43 p.m. the previous day. They weren't for the groceries that were found in the car, but for a croquet set, wrapping paper, and the present that was found on her front seat. The bank slip found underneath showed that she had deposited money at 7:58 p.m. So police contacted the bank to look at their records, and interviews were done with anyone who had used the ATM within 15 minutes of Cindy. A woman who used it at 8 p.m. recalled a blonde lady nearly driving into the side of her car, like she was speeding through the parking lot for some reason. She had been wearing a pink shirt and had shoulder-length hair, but she couldn't say for sure if it was Cindy.
Could have been a woman under the influence.
Another witness, a man, used the machine at 8:01 p.m. and recalled seeing a blonde lady walking diagonally across the parking lot. He'd watched her walk for a bit, couple minutes, but he didn't see her leave. He recognized a photo of Cindy, but he wasn't sure if she was the woman that he'd seen.
Again, could have been a woman under the influence, which goes back to my point that I think she might have been pilled up. I'm still trying to tie in the Woodcocks into why, but we'll finish this out and get there.
A few days after Cindy went missing, Richard Johnson contacted police after a man called his company to ask about Cindy's life insurance policy. The caller claimed to be Cindy's father, Otto Hack, so Johnson's secretary started giving the information, then stopped when she remembered she wasn't allowed to give information like that over the phone. Later, when Otto was asked about this, he denied making that call.
So this is what I was talking about earlier. I mixed up when Makepeace called the hospital about security reasons. This is what I was thinking of. I didn't mix it up.
Over the phone. Or, or to someone who doesn't own the fucking policy.
Yeah.
Maybe that too.
Not a great receptionist.
No.
She should probably be better trained.
You have Mrs. Hildebrandt running
go.
your
She'll fucking cut your balls off. Just, just for testing purposes. She still fucking calls me like 3 times a week.
I hope so.
Lady, you ain't getting this dick. Relax about it.
I should set up like an auto dialer app to call Mike. Like one day, like every half an hour with pre-recorded messages. Hello, Mike.
The good news is,
I'll still eat your asshole.
in this day and age, the age of all these fucking spam calls, I screen every single call I get, unless it's from a specific person I know. So I have a lot of voicemails from Miss Hildebrand, but
Yeah.
I'm not picking that up.
Yeah, I answer calls from a couple of people and from a specific area code. And if it's outside of that, then no.
That's even more than me. I won't even do the area code.
Yeah.
I'll just leave a voicemail if you want to talk to me. Like if one of you called me, I would answer because we don't ever call each other. So I'd be like, oh, Ian's lost. He's 3 streets away from where he's supposed to be. I better answer this. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't answer anything.
They've rendered phones useless, at least the audio portion.
The phone call
for the most part, yeah. You can't even use it anymore.
and we use the internet, and Dave gets free cheeseburgers, free Big Macs with his buy one, get ones.
Every day if you want one.
Hey, I'm just saying, this is what they've done to it. That's what it's become. You can do that, and then 2 minutes later, you're, beating off to Casey Anthony's feet. I'm just saying the option's there. The option is there.
Her feet? Is that a thing? Do you have nice feet?
I don't know.
Oh.
But you could do it.
Okay.
It seems super specific.
There's the websites, like the celebrity feet sites.
I like feet just fine, buddy. You don't have to convince me.
I'm not judging.
I'm just saying, if we were to Google right now, I'm sure there are things about it that we could look at. There's only so many courtroom photos you can get off to, probably, right? We'll say
probably.
Now he's looking into it. Now, we'll say the screenshot that I saw online from the new Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't looking as great. The stress and the years have taken their toll.
Seems like it.
I mean, if I killed my kid, I'd probably be upset.
She's still a good-looking woman, though.
She didn't look bad, but it was different.
A little warm.
A little more haggard.
So I'm on wikifeet.com.
That's the celebrity site, right?
Yeah. Casey has a 5-star beautiful feet rating on WikiFeet.
5 out of 5, I'm assuming.
It's actually like a 4.8. I just gave her 5 stars.
Did you just create an account to give her stars?
No, I got an error because I'm not logged in.
Oh, I was like, God damn, this guy. He's like, no, I've had an account on here for years.
There's some feet shots.
We do know that.
Not bad. Not bad.
All right, we got to stop. We got to stop. This is not good. All right, so she's 5 out of 5. 4.8 out of 5. That sounds pretty good.
That's what we are. We're 4.8 out of 5 on iTunes.
I think we're pretty good.
We're in good company.
So we have the same. Our podcast is as good as Casey Anthony's feet.
Some nice painted toes on the water.
I can't really.
It's not really close up enough, but
look at her just hanging out at the beach.
She's reading.
It's more fun if you can have your kid to play
I
with.
think she's reading Chicken Soup for the Soul or something like that.
Jesus.
Here's an ankle bracelet feet. How's that one look? Is that sexy with the ankle bracelet on?
It's not sexy.
The home confinement ankle bracelet.
Yeah. Look at that.
Not a bead ankle
Who's
bracelet.
taking these photos? Who's taking these photos? Guys, I was literally making a joke. I didn't know this was a thing.
Wikifeet.com.
I think that's what I knew. There was like a site there's probably a site dedicated to fucking asses and legs and
I'm sure.
Well, it's called Reddit. It's probably all over there, but I'm trying to look up like WrestleMania 27 and I'm like on photos of like Stone Cold Steve Austin's feet because I accidentally hit Wiki Feet.
On June 8th, 1989, Gordon Starchuk, who was a construction worker, found Cindy's body in the backyard of an abandoned house at 8111 Blundell Road in Richmond, which was about a mile or so from the shopping mall her car was found at. Her body was hogtied with rope, and she was laying in the fetal position with a black nylon stocking bound around her neck. Cindy's right leg was laying under some blackberry bushes, and her coat was found lying near her body. On the house's fuel tank outside, police found written in orange spray paint, quote, "Some bitch died here." And then from that fuel tank, a line was spray painted along the ground in that same orange paint, and it led to Cindy's body with a big circle drawn around her. An autopsy determined that Cindy had died from an overdose of morphine, Valium, and Xanax. Her blood toxicology report showed that she had 10 times the lethal dose of morphine in her bloodstream.
When you say her right leg was lying under some blackberry bushes, it wasn't cut off.
No.
Okay.
It was just how she was found.
You can find that photo. It's widely circulated.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not, but this is another twist.
Mm-hmm.
The police suspected Cindy's cause of death was probably suicide or an accident based on the belief that she had made all of this up. Her private investigator, Caven, visited the morgue to examine her body on June 10th, and he saw that her remains showed lividity, which is the settling of blood post-mortem, where it shows up on your skin and it stays there. Because her body had been found lying on its right side, Caven felt that she may have died elsewhere and that her body was dumped at that site where she was found. The inquest into Cindy's death concluded on May 25th, 1990. After deliberations, the jury was unable to determine whether her cause of death was suicide, homicide, or accidental. It was ruled that Cindy had died of a, quote, unknown event, and the case was formally closed.
She's hogtied, and she's filled with drugs.
The drugs are interesting because when you hear that, you initially are like, how would anybody be able to do anything on morphine, tie themselves up if she did this all herself.
Right.
But it wasn't an injection of morphine. It was tablets. And according to, doctors that testified, it can take about 15 minutes for that amount to set in to start feeling the full effects of that overdose.
That's what they said on Unsolved Mysteries too.
So the fact that she OD'd doesn't rule out that she could have been involved.
Was it impossible to tie these knots by yourself?
That's what I keep going back to, the hog tying.
They weren't tight, like crazy tight or anything like that. They were always kind of sloppy.
Have you ever seen the movie The Life of David Gale with your girl Kate Winslet and Kevin Spacey?
I do love Kate Winslet. I like Kevin Spacey too. I liked him.
So a spoiler alert here on this 20-year-old movie. Spoiler.
Go ahead, talk about it.
Like the point of the movie was they were anti-death penalty activists, and this Laura Linney had a terminal illness, so they set up this thing where it made it to look like her death was Kevin Spacey murdering her, and he got the death penalty. But then after he died, someone who was working with them released the video of her actually killing herself and showed her tying the bag around her head and putting her own handcuffs on, kind of supposedly showing that, the death penalty is wrong and it's always possible for someone to be wrongly convicted of. I don't know. That's what I thought of when I read this story. It's a good movie though. If you ever get a chance to see it, The Life of David Gale.
Now I'm going to watch it.
I don't know. I really have no fucking clue. I went back and forth so many times reading this, and like I want to say she had access to morphine and Xanax and everything else working at the hospital, but Agnes Woodcock did too, because that's where she worked as well, right?
Yeah, they were coworkers. Yeah.
Right. I don't see a motive here for the Woodcocks terrorizing this woman for
I don't see a motive for anybody.
Odd.
I don't see a motive for anybody.
I think there's more signs of this woman being mentally ill and leading to her having some sort of psychosis where she either thought this was happening to her or was actually making it happen to herself.
And maybe that
I don't
fueled
know,
her drug addiction, her pills. Maybe.
I don't know.
It seems like a lot of this stuff might require the help of somebody else. The being hogtied, possibly her body being moved. But then why?
I think with a little practice, you could probably figure out how to tie yourself up like this.
The BTK pictures, every time I'm like, how the hell would she tie herself? Her hands behind her back like that. But even sloppy. I'm like, somehow Dennis Rader did it really well.
But why then? If you're cognizant enough to want to learn all of that, are you trying to prove that somebody was out to get you? The motive for any
for the
one
mental illness,
like for any one of these theories. So you'll say maybe mental illness. Then you think
that's the only thing that makes any sense to me. But
it's the only door that hasn't been explored, I guess.
There's a lot of weird Woodcock stuff in this story, though. A lot of inconsistencies. A lot of what are they doing that for?
Again, the motive. Yes,
there's no motive though.
There's no motive. What are you getting out of this? You're helping a girl kill herself. Why?
Or were they in cahoots with her? I don't know. I don't think we're
in
ever
cahoots
know.
For what though?
Exactly.
Are we selling pills? Is she selling pills from the hospital?
I don't get that vibe. Doesn't seem like that's what's going on.
I don't disagree, but what are you in cahoots for then? Are you making money? Is that why there's random people outside the house? I think I said that earlier. Like
the weird thing is, though, hopefully I'm right what I'm about to say, but the weird thing is the Woodcocks are primarily the only people that have seen someone standing, have seen a mystery man standing outside.
Who the one guy who allegedly ran away.
Right.
Didn't a neighbor notice someone going into the gate or something like that?
Neighbor.
They said it wasn't Roy Makepeace.
Right. Other than that, every time there's a mysterious man standing there, the Woodcocks have seen that person.
Which, as a neighbor, you would be most likely to see them. But I keep going back to why. What is your motive for it? It's really weird to just think, oh, they did it. They were a part of this.
It is, right?
When there's nothing they're gaining from this.
Are they still alive, the Woodcocks?
I don't know. I mean, based on that Unsolved Mysteries, she looks pretty old.
Yeah, she doesn't say she's pretty old.
She's probably like 120 now or something.
Oh, well, then she's probably not, because I think we keep a list at that point if you're still alive.
Guys, I don't know. It's a very strange story.
And you can't even say with that dead meat call, like, it's a woman, so it's definitely Cindy, because it could be Agnes.
Exactly.
Doing it, yeah. Like I said earlier, Angie fully believes that the Woodcocks did this. Motive, who knows? I don't know. Nobody would know. You just did that for
shits and giggles.
Yeah, are the Woodcocks serial killers? We talk about all the time, like how many serial killers out there are still alive or got away with it.
Did Cindy wrong her in some way at work? And she played a long game, and
the real long game, like
crazy long game.
There's
6
nothing
years.
definitive here. I don't know.
I wouldn't argue hard with someone who believed that.
If it was Cindy and the Woodcocks were just friends and everything, I think that she died from an accidental overdose. I think the times that she was unconscious and found and like in this drugged state, I think she took those pills just to make it more believable. So when Agnes woke her up, she was, would be disoriented, things like that. And this time she took too much.
So you think she did that like when was it Agnes found her in the backyard, or the neighbor found her in the backyard?
Yeah, and then like she
made up the story about the knife assault and all that.
Right, and then when she had the knife through her hand and was pinned, she was disoriented and out of it. There was always this common theme of some drugging happening. If it was her, I would lean towards that she just accidentally.
But then who tied her up?
She would tie herself up and stage this whole thing. But then that is so crazy to do that. And not to be
for that long
and
live like that,
and to end in that way.
It's not unheard of, though.
To just like thinking of that scene, spray paint on the wall. You spray paint it yourself. Some bitch died here. You draw an arrow and an outline.
Doesn't that make more sense, though?
But that's the other thing. Some bitch died here, because you almost had me there for a second. But then there's some bitch died here, and that is where she died.
Well, she would have.
So if she was doing it, was that supposed to be an accident then? Where you said she might have accidentally overdosed.
And then someone saved her, like the other time, like when she was laying in a ditch for no reason.
Or even when in the house, right? It said time to die, cunt, or something like that. I think that's where I come down. I think this was all done by her. I don't think there's another reasonable explanation.
I struggle to understand the Woodcocks' involvement. It certainly seems likely, but I don't understand why it would happen. And I would need to understand why before I was like, yeah, I think they're involved.
Every time I think that she did this all herself, I always go back to then who did everybody see outside her house at various times? Because if you think that she did all of this herself, the Woodcocks are telling the truth about seeing a strange man, and they're not making shit up.
But if she was perhaps an addict, could there not have just been strange men showing up at different times? Maybe.
Where are you pulling the addict from, though?
Well, I think she's clearly medicated through a lot of this. Look at what they found in her body when she was dead. She's showing up in neighbors' houses incoherent. Yeah. She had access to all this medication.
So you think she's constantly medicated versus just medicating herself in order to pull off these kind of...
I think there's medication mixed with mental health, like we had talked about. I definitely think that's a major part of it.
I think if she did this all herself, I think she was definitely drugging herself to make these situations more believable.
Maybe numbing whatever feeling she was having because of her mental health. And she clearly, again, had easy access to medication that she could just do it.
But like that, she just sat down and said that this is going to be the story. I'm found in a ditch and I've been drugged and I'm incoherent. So she just drugs herself and gets in the ditch. For what reason? I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to make the most sense of it that I can. Maybe there was a lot more going on with this lady than we know of because they didn't, all they did was split personality. That was the only test they gave her. Maybe there was a lot more going on with her. Perhaps drug usage, perhaps something. I don't know. The toughest thing, I guess, the biggest thing I would challenge is if the Woodcocks are involved, I'm still failing to understand how.
Yeah, I don't see
why.
a clear path there or a motive or anything. Why?
Yeah. So then, who else do we talk about? Well, we talked about the cop.
I think the Woodcocks thing too is just that there's a lot of convenient things with them. They're conveniently there for things.
But they're also neighbors. They're gonna see the most.
Well, it's her best friends, right? She wanted them to stay there.
Yeah.
So if your best friend was going through all these things, I don't think it's that big of a leap to be there constantly checking up on her wanting to stay there and protect her. The whole driving by the mall thing, though, I don't know.
That's weird. But again, there's evidence to support the Woodcocks. But what's the motive? Like, what are they getting out of this? Yeah. Why are they doing that? There's also evidence to support her two lovers, the police officer who moved in and then automatically becomes friends with her ex-husband who's calling the hospital to ask about what security looked like.
Did Roy have an alibi when she died?
He was out with that friend of his.
Oh. So let's go back to McBride going to prison.
Yeah. So yeah, he sexually assaulted two women and was
shortly after this, a long time after this,
like not too long after this.
Cass,
that says something too.
Suspicion.
Yeah.
But to believe that, he would have had to have picked up where either Roy left off, somebody left off, or.
But he did become good friends with Roy, which does give a little bit of a leadway to maybe he got involved.
Yeah, and then
he was assigned to investigate. He now becomes friends with her ex-husband, who she believes is the one stalking. Now, all of a sudden, maybe he's involved. Oh, by the way, after this is ended, he's got 2 sexual assault charges. It's the possibility is there.
It is. It 100% is. There's no proof, though.
No, there's not.
It's just conjecture. There's no proof of conjecture.
There's literally no proof of anything.
No.
And I almost feel bad the fact that I feel like I'm pinning it just on her. And she suffered a terrible death. I don't mean to do that. I'm just trying to talk it out and figure out, what we think happened here.
I think she was mentally ill, and I think she did all this herself.
The mentally ill part is the only question we really don't have answered. So I think I agree that's also the easy way to go because we don't have that answer. But
it's very plausible. I'm not 100% sure, but it's the likeliest scenario here. I'm not 100% convinced though.
What are you thinking over there, pal?
He said he went back and forth once at a time, so I'm curious to see where he lands on this.
Now that we gave him such, thorough answers on why we think what we think. Meanwhile, we're like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think it does make the most sense that she concocted all of this. And a lot of that I'm basing off of the police work that was involved here. I mean, they spent millions of dollars investigating this case and putting people on.
The frequency in which this happened.
I just talked myself out of it in my head because I'm like, if this was that McBride guy, he would have known when surveillance was on and when it was off.
Yeah.
So do you?
That's what I mean. Every time you come up with a plausible scenario, like, oh, what about this? But what about this?
So if we're going the route of mental illness, and I still think there was maybe prescription medication involved, was she trying to frame a specific person, or was she so far maybe removed from reality and out of it that she was just doing this shit? Did she have an end game in mind, I think is what I'm getting to? Or was it just, this is happening to me, help?
Boy, I don't know.
I think it's...
I mean, we're trying to ask questions of someone we might be assuming has some mental health issues. I understand that.
And how does someone that mentally ill function in the capacity of in the healthcare system like that? Seems a bit of a stretch as well.
I guess it depends. I don't know. I mean, she had a lot of support around her from her parents and things like that. And I wonder if it got this far because the police were working so hard on it. If it
fueled
that it went on this long, that it went on for 6 years.
Because she got the attention? What do you mean?
I think like they were bouncing off of each other a little bit. Like she was getting that attention.
So she's like, I like this.
Maybe
keep this going.
A mix of that is fueling the delusions.
Which, Dave, it goes back to your one point where she kind of upped the ante on, I forget whatever it was that happened, but you were like,
with her family. It's like, yeah, there is something else going on here, but I can't tell you what it is.
Or no, when she said, if you're not going to take it in your hands, I know who did it. I'm going to take it in my hands.
Right.
Kind of upping it up, a little bit. And
then like saying that they'll kill her family instead of her, which they could have killed her multiple times throughout this saga.
Yeah. And in her garage with the knife in the park when there was the man and the woman.
Yep. It's a very odd story, but I almost wonder if just the support she was getting from her parents, the police, her friends just kept fueling her delusions.
I feel bad that, well, first of all, I feel awful that this had, she had a tragic death. Something was going on, whether she was murdered, she was dealing with her own shit. I have no idea what happened with this one. Yeah. I really don't.
Like I was about to use that how much work the police did as an example of, why she would have done it herself. But then it popped in my head that McBride was the police officer. And I think if we sat here doing this all night, we'd probably come up with that kind of stuff over and over again. Like
that's exactly right.
I think if we sat here doing this all night, we come up with 150,000 different reasons for every one of these theories to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get to a conclusion here, but that's where I land.
I couldn't imagine living in these conditions for as long as she did.
It's a terrifying existence.
If this is real, and it's very plausible it is, I could not imagine living this way for as long as she did.
Here's something I'll bring up. To your point, Dave, you were saying that how could someone this mentally ill function? She, this is really like gang stalking. This is gang stalking ramped up, but it's pretty damn close to what gang stalking people say, what they say happens to them. There's a bunch of those people that go to work and have jobs and stuff. They just
compartmentalize,
write their delusions. And
yeah, I don't think we're going to solve this one.
Nope.
It is what it is.
Sometimes it's okay to leave stories open-ended, right?
That's why it's an unsolved mystery, right?
And they also make for like the best episodes. Like I enjoy when we can have these debates. We talked about that a few weeks ago with the RFK assassination and all of the missing people we've covered. And I don't know, it's good conversation.
Either way, whether or not this all was in this lady's head and she was perpetuating it herself, or if someone was actually doing this to her, it was a pretty bad ending to her life and
extremely sad,
pretty horrific string of years there that she went through. So
yeah, and we kind of just blew through 87, but after that 10 weeks she spent in the psychiatric ward, it was just kind of the usual, which is it's terrible to say, but the usual for her of these phone calls or her believing these phone calls or whatever.
Right.
But that went on for all of 87. You know, we skipped over that whole year.
That's horrific. I think that's all there is, though.
If I had to put money on it, I guess I would say that she was behind it. But I don't I'm not 100% in that.
Shut the fuck up, Siri.
Goddamn, Siri,
Dave's phone's going up every 2 minutes. No one even said Siri until just now.
I am 100% with you. That's where I land, but I'm not convinced, though.
Okay. Dave, what do you got for Patreon?
I got a bunch of patrons here.
Oh, boy. It's only been a few days. That sounds awesome.
Has it been? Yeah. Well, a week, yeah.
Has it been a week? We've been recording a lot.
I don't know.
I can't remember what's bonus shows, what's not.
Together.
Goddamn, pal.
Here we go.
All right.
Thank you to Secretary at Cucks Across America. Oh, you got a new secretary managing your fuck schedule, like Muggs?
Well, I didn't interview anybody.
Oh.
Declan, what the fuck are you doing?
Might have hired themselves.
I'm going to see you in 10 minutes, pal. Bring the paddle.
Bring the paddle. Michaela Ferguson, Damian Harrison. My girlfriend is a habitual open door pooper, but now I'm used to it. Oh, I don't condone that at all.
No.
No.
First of all, girls don't poop.
Nobody wants that.
Girls don't poop. So I don't know what she's doing in there. Maybe she's giving birth, but that's disgusting. Repulsive.
That's a hard sell there. Lauren McAleer, Mike Hunt, that's oldie buddy goodie.
Classic.
Mason Hill, Olivia Gall, Bruno Napolitano, Caleb Mowry, Zane Rice, Mel loves to knit. All right, knit Mike down pot a knit condom he can wear. Protect his wiener.
That was almost a sentence, Dave. A knit condom. Martin Christmas sweater for my cock.
Martin McInerney. That's what was in my head, a Christmas sweater for your cock. Elliot Meyer, Stuart Graham, Mikey Tuck, Joe O'Connell, Anthony Thompson, Bree, Lauren Larman Baby, Bobby Yanoviak, Mo Lester,
don't love that.
William Ross Adams, Sniff Snuff, Sniff Snut, Sniff Snuff, sorry. Sniff Snuff. Autumn, Riley Eastman, Sarah Shelton, Amanda Ham, Alejandra, Dalton Hiltz, Amber Sweet, Carlos Alvarez, Cindy, Vivian Hunter, Michaela Taylor, Grace Schlemmer, Zach Attack, Brittany Paetzel, Don Taylor, Aaron, Jessica Anderson, Kate Etheridge, Jacqueline Holtz-Snyder, Dalton Valentine, Laura McGrath, Riley Gish, Brady Porter, Ivana Misbehave. Should give her a call, Mike.
What's up?
Matt, Tom, Nick Fortin, Judd James, Tanner, Ashley Keepers, Allie Lucina, Kate Janicki, Ben Luffy, Dr. Teeny Weeny Peeny.
Clearly he's a gynecologist.
Astros. Oh boy, I'm going to have a hard time here. Astro Sigurard Artois. Ellie owes Curtis a sex tape.
Are they using our platform to have like revenge with each other? God damn.
Come on, Ellie. Send Curtis that sex tape already. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's it.
Oh,
thank you, patrons. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that last name. I butchered. Should I try it again? Astros Sigoro Dotir.
Oh! I got really excited when you were like Matt, Tom. I was just hoping for like, did you say Matt, Tom?
I think it was two different names, yeah. Matt and Tom, two different people.
Never mind. Okay, I misunderstood. Ian, what do you got?
For iTunes, I have one for Boston Mom 5, Sly Horizon 19, Curly Nerd RN, Kleicher, Dana Thompson, Russian Atlas, KB Rock 223, and Dazai Kaneki. Thank you guys for the awesome reviews.
At Boston Mom, Mike, you want to pock your car in her box?
Can you repeat that in English, please? It's been well documented on this show that people from the New England area, most likely Boston, they don't speak English.
It's a different kind of English.
I don't know what they speak. It's very hard to understand what they're saying.
It's a different dialect than us Midwestern folk are used to.
Yeah, certainly is. Can you imagine if you put like people from Boston in the same room as like people from like Talladega, Alabama, and just let them like have a debate on something, and we just sit back and watch non-English debate each other?
Non-English. Do you feel like you have an Ohio accent?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's not the accent, right? Like this is how like people.
It's that Midwestern Cleveland accent.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. We do. We have it.
It's a little different.
We have it. For sure. Well, you do, adding your plurals to everything.
Yeah.
Went to the Walmarts today.
He has a Southern Ohio accent. He doesn't have a Cleveland accent.
What's a Pittsburgh accent?
Yeah.
That's still Midwest.
This is different, though.
I think we have to embrace it, though. It's
He doesn't
different.
talk like us.
It's just true.
Just in general, you think?
Oh, yeah. It's completely different.
Maybe I'm just used to it. I don't even notice. I mean, I don't even notice our accents, but obviously you don't because you live here. Yeah, we're Midwest. For sure. Which is weird that Ohio, it's still weird to me that Ohio is Midwest.
What else would it be?
Well, if you look at the map of the country, we're not even close to the West.
Well,
We're not even close to the middle of the fucking country. But because there's so many fucking small ass states
sure.
that they're like, oh, well, you other 20 states, now we're going to separate you.
You don't like that?
Oh! I think geographically, it's probably not accurate.
It's a borderline.
Yeah. Anyways, what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna change it. It is what it is. Like
You're not?
We're stuck. Like here we are. There should be like a Great Lakes region, I feel like. And there's not. Like a New York, PA, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin. Maybe even Minnesota. Like a Great Lakes region. And then there's like the Midwest. Like the Wyomings, the Iowas, the Kansas, the Oklahomas, Nebraskas. That is the Midwest.
Redraw the map, Mike. Get it going.
You elect Mike Namapod to Congress, and this is what I'm going to work on.
I will redraw your map, motherfuckers.
We are the Great Lakes region. I do think there's a difference, but we do talk the same. So what are you going to do about that? You can't change that. Oh, so we like our. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. We like our pizza cooked. Oh. All right. Anyways, we have been rambling.
That's all I got. I got no military shout-outs, no foreign reviews.
I apologize. Yeah.
I got nothing else. If you submitted a military shout-out and I missed it for whatever reason, I'm all caught up. Please send it back. They come in from all different kinds of social media and email addresses, and it's possible that some slipped through. So if we missed you, please resubmit.
Yeah, let us know because we definitely want to give you that shout out. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod, patreon.com/Necronomipod. Check out Spring for all of our latest merch. You can get that on any of our link trees on our socials. And
good place to do your Christmas shopping.
Fantastic place to do your Christmas shopping. Wine glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Koozies.
No.
I don't know what's up there. Shirts,
some
hoodies,
stickers, some posters.
Stickers, posters. There you
hoodies, tank tops.
All the good stuff.
All
for your loved ones. Thanks for listening.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.